Hello and welcome to Medical Dialogues Television. I am Dr Sunny Duttagupta, Director of Publishing at Scientific Scholar, and today I am coming here for you with a unique article that got published recently in one of our top-rated journals, which is Journal of Health and Allied Sciences, affiliated to Niti University, and is edited by a renowned editor, Professor Idya Karunasagar. Now, this article touches a very sensitive topic of medical journalism, and is authored by the legend himself, Dr. Prem, who is a top-notch clinician in his own field, but is also the chairman of Medical Dialogues. And joining him today on the other side is the head of Medical Dialogues Television, Dr. Nandita Mohan, whom you have seen covering several of our articles in different journals. So, sir, it's an honor for me to for having you today to speak on this article that really got published. So, you have been in clinical practice for several decades, but what motivated you to venture into medical journalism? How Medical Dialogues got established? Can you please enlighten us with the journey?
See, last 42 years of my clinical practice, I have seen medical sciences developing at a faster rate than the society and the profession can accommodate. Too much of information is coming from all over the country or the abroad. And since there is no place to accommodate this information, it converts into misinformation.
Exactly.
And that is passed on to the lay people or even the healthcare professionals, so that they make up their mind on a single report and make it a gospel truth, which may be corrected tomorrow as a false, or may be commercialized for various reasons, and try to push a part of the report which may be wrong. So, medical journalism in a correct perspective is to put up all these informations into the right people in the right perspective. In fact, what has been happening is that we had two dimensions of journalism. We always thought that there is a lay press, lay people, patients, or the enlightened patients who want to know about a disease or a particular procedure more. But the information for them should be a percolated one, filtered one, and should be given less. And we also thought that the healthcare professionals should get information about it in a different perspective. But COVID, at the time of COVID,
Exactly.
proved that this barrier is not correct. When the new information was coming, it was coming together to the healthcare professional as well as the lay public. And in that perspective, we found out that information to be given, if we don't give it in the right perspective, they'll take in the wrong perspective.
Exactly. Yeah.
I will try to understand how I want to understand. But if I have to put it in the right perspective, then a proper medical journalism is required. So I see medical journalism as a responsibility of all those people who are passing on informations, so that misinformation and disinformations are not spread through. Exactly. That was the concept, and that was a commitment which we had when we tried to start with Medical Dialogue. And there is a very great committed team which is working on this. And in fact, our effort is that more and more information is passed on to the people in the right perspective, in the right constructive attitude, so they can strengthen themselves with the information and use them for their health benefits.
Now I will come to Dr. Nandita Mohan. Dr. Nandita, you have been heading the Medical Dialogues television for quite some time now, and under the leadership of Meghna, who is also happens to be the first author of this article, along with Dr. Prem. This is the first of its kind that Medical Dialogue is featuring as an author in a reputed peer-reviewed journal. So, what is your feeling about it? How you see this situation? And as you have covered so many articles, what is your take on this particular one?
So I would say it indeed is a sense of achievement. It's a sense of pride for us, for the entire MDTV team as well as Medical Dialogues to achieve this feat. So as you correctly mentioned, we've always taken insights from healthcare professionals, from scientists, from different backgrounds and curated all of them together and given it to our audience. Now, being the tables turned, we have now shifted to, as Sir is being the author of this article, we are talking about medical journalism today. So being on the opposite side, it now is a feeling of achievement and motivation for me, if I talk about myself in particular. So with this achievement, I would say it indeed is helping us to bridge the gap between medical professionals and tailoring them towards latest advancements in the form of information, even be it to not only to medical professionals, but even to audience, even to the general public. So our motive is thereby reducing the gap which is there. And with this success, I would say it is helping us pave more and more, featuring us more towards impactful contributions that is going to take us to the near future. So that I feel is a great sense of achievement for our team. And this indeed is an important topic nowadays. And as Sir mentioned, post-COVID, it has become an important issue to discuss. So definitely, yes, it's an achievement and we definitely are feeling proud over it.
Certainly. And in fact, over the years now, Medical Dialogues has become the front runner. It is the organization which the scientific, the medical fraternity feels that anything that comes from Medical Dialogues is the real authentic news. So I would again come back to Dr. Prem, and I would like to ask you, sir, the key takeaways of this article that has been published, the key messages.
The key message of this article is first in the need. Need is very important. That I want to highlight that there is a need of medical journalism as a science, and it is a stakeholder. It is not like that there is a doctor, there is a patient, and there is information. So to bind them, all three of them together, there is a need of a person who is a binder, and that binder is a person who is passing on information, and he is a medical journalist. So I think the most important takeaway from this article is that medical journalism is not in infancy. It is a very important aspect of the medical treatment.
Exactly.
Because what is happening is there are more than 5,000 journals across the country, across the world, which are getting published and passing on thousands of articles a month. And out of them, which are relevant, out of them to find out which are actually making a landmark journey in the treatment, and to identify them and to put them into a trail so that a particular person is not getting confused, is getting the right information in the right stream of information and the right timely information, so that he changes his information. Now, what is happening is that all this information is passed on today by the pharmaceutical.
Mm-hmm.
And the pharmaceuticals are whatever their contribution to the research and development is, which cannot be undermined. But the commercial aspect of that is also need to be highlighted.
True.
They want to highlight that particular aspect of the research, which is helping them commercially.
Mm-hmm.
The rest thing is not there bothered.
Exactly.
At Medical Dialogue, we don't consider that aspect. We are considering that all the information should be curated in a form that it is forming a basis of improving the treatment for the doctor. and also it is curated into the form of a public information that the patient is having a more information towards the disease management as well as preventing the disease and the health development. So I think that is a takeaway to this particular article which we wanted to create, is to say what are the barriers, and writing in details what are the barriers and what should be done. But that is a theoretical aspect, analyzing the theory. But the practical aspect is that medical journalism is needed. More and more people should take it up as a career, and it is the main part of the management of the disease and health.
Very rightly said. As Dr. Prem very strongly underscored the key need of the ethical consideration and the very true concept of contributing towards the dissemination of the quality information and improving all the healthcare needs, there where lies the
role of medical journalist.
Real role of the medical journalist. And that's why as the Organization of Scientific Scholars is always motivated to work more and more with medical dialogues. I will come back to Dr. Nandita to ask that, Dr. that you have been covering several authors from different clinical specialties over the years on various research topics. What are the main challenges that you and your team face at MDTV while covering such crucial clinical news, and how your organization have progressed and improved over the years?
See, I will tell you, initially, it was a very small niche that we had covered. Medical journalism was a very sole topic that was not known to everybody. So, creating awareness among the medical professionals per se, and then taking that amount of information and taking it to the audience, that was a key challenge that we faced initially. So, carrying out that amount of insights that each doctor has to give, the amount of patient awareness that each doctor curates and gives out, and then transferring that knowledge and in a simple manner and reaching it out to a whole mass of audience was what was the key challenge that we faced initially. But now with latest advancements in technology, with more and more approachability to each and every healthcare professional, it has now become an easy way to go about with various online portals available with us, and we are able to reach out to a doctor even in the rural sector at that level, so that we are able to take up as much amount of information from every speciality, every healthcare professional from vast diverse field, and then accumulate and cumulate that knowledge, transcribe them into a language that is easily comprehensible to the local people, to the local audience, to even the initial medical professionals, to the early age young medical professionals as well, and then bringing out knowledge to them through our media is what we are now aiming at. So I would say we have come a long way.
Exactly.
And it's a very positive note that we have dwelled into medical journalism on a very higher note. And we hope that this gives us more and more boost for the future ahead as well.
Very rightly said. And that's how medical journalism has been progressing in the country. And today we can very confidently say that Medical Dialogues is the platform which is the pioneer of this field and has been developing medical journalism in the country. So for my final question, I will come back to Dr. Prem. Sir, now as the entire country knows that Medical Dialogues is the organization from where the real authentic news comes. So what would be your suggestion and advice for young professionals who can think of building and opting for a career in medical journalism, and how they can really build themselves to join in this field and serve the country?
You see, it is a very proud thinking that Medical Dialogue has become a sole informative platform for authentic medical information.
Exactly.
Because we have made a mission that our news, our information should not be contaminated by the commercialization, also by the personal and the institutional interest. It should be clean, clear, and giving a message. And with that, what is happening is the news is coming from various sources.
Exactly.
It is coming from journals, it is coming from government, it is coming from society, it is coming from happenings, the doctor himself, associations, conferences. So, all these news become a very small part into the general newspapers. A very important news for medical community as a whole may find a small half a column news
Exactly.
fifth page of the major newspaper.
Exactly.
So it is not known.
Exactly.
What will be known only what is commercially passed on by a pharmaceutical paying large amount of money.
Exactly.
So what we are doing is to compile all those informations. We are collecting them, we are segregating them, curating them, and then disseminating them to the concerned population. Suppose a gynae information is there, it is collected, curated and sent to the gynecologist. If it is information which belongs to Karnataka state happening, they go to Karnataka state. So state wise, specialty wise, group wise, association wise, we are trying to pass on the information so that they are not overburdened with the amount of information and they get bored that it is not required. So a continuous stream of interest has to be remain in the particular community which is involved. So that way we are creating this all. So what is my message to the young person, if somebody wants to take a medical journalism, that of course the basic knowledge of medicine will be required, or experience will be required of assimilating the message which is giving. Many times the message is so clear into 2000 words, and the final message is only 50 words, but over a period of 2000 words it is not clear. So to take out the message out of that 2000 words and putting that into the crux of the information, when I am spreading it further, it is important. So number two is that it is a very great opportunity with the digital science, with the digital world. Everything is becoming digital. There are institutions which are having a one-man army, okay, and they are doing great. So you don't need a lot of resources, a lot of funds, a lot of things to get into medical journalism. You can dedicate yourself to one perspective of it and use the digital world, and you will be successful, and you will be definitely more important than us also if you are passing on those messages. Number three, you are all welcome. Kindly contact us. We will make a bigger team.
Surely.
Whatever in the world we can do together, we love to do it. So my message to you is that you want to do it alone, just put in effort. You will be able to do it. And if you do it fine, and you will become bigger than us, I wish you. And that if you don't want our support, you can join us.
So rightly said. And of course, it's a matter of pride for anyone who is working in this esteemed organization of Medical Dialogues. The society runs behind the society-made celebrities, but the real celebrities are the scientists, the doctors, the clinicians, and Medical Dialogues is the organization under the esteemed leadership of Dr. Prem Aggarwal and Medical Dialogues television led by Dr. Nandita, who recognizes the true celebrities and continues towards the dissemination of quality clinical information for the development of science and medicine, and scientific scholar is really proud to be working with Medical Dialogues for this cause. Thank you, everyone.
Never miss a medical update from Medical Dialogues. Like, subscribe, and press the bell icon.